Greece for this annual international conference that the Athens Institute for Education and Research organizes every year. It's very difficult to do a permanent thing in Greece. Everything is temporary and changes by the day, not by the year. But we are very successful for the last 20 years to organize these conferences, and I'm very proud that I'm the president of this Association of World Academics and Researchers. Of course, we have to deal with the animals out there, that they are the Greeks when they demonstrate. According to new evidence, the last 5 years we had 127,000 demonstrations overall, 150 per day. I'm saying that because some people might have difficulty yesterday, because there was another event, always demonstrating, and they block the streets, so it's very difficult. They have strikes, so the metro was not working. The buses, most of the time, do not work. They are on strike. And of course, we cannot apologize, because we have to apologize every week. And it's impossible, it's a permanent thing, the strikes. Now, I'd like to say a few things. Our Vice President, Professor Poulos, will do a more formal presentation, about 10 minutes. I'll finish in 3-4 minutes, and then you will be free to get to your room and start our sessions. One thing I already mentioned is, unlike most things that take place in Greece, we are on time, and we like to start all our sessions on time and finish on time. This is very important for us, and please I'll ask the chairs, because these are the people that they are responsible for monitoring their time. It's important that all questions take place as it is described in the information we send you. And of course, the heads of our unions, when the conference will start, it will explain to you. But it is important that we follow guidelines and especially talk within the time framework that the session specifies. Otherwise, this afternoon session will take place tomorrow. And we'll leave some sessions for the crew. So it's very important that we keep time. Now, something else again that we try to promote. Of course, if you like, of course you can start complaining from the minute one until infinite. But it is important that you be patient enough to wait until tomorrow, till we finish the whole program of sessions, the academic part of the conference, and then you can contribute by saying what you found negative, not positive, the negative thing, so we can improve. Of course, try to see whether these negative things are not objective, like the weather, for example. We cannot change that. Now, just I want to say that we do invite you to contribute, if you like what we are doing, either as a panel organizer, session organizer, help us with reviewing. You will find the people to put your name in the list, and of course become an academic member. Since you have paid a very expensive fee, you do not need to pay another fee to become an academic member. And help us with all our activities. We call ourselves an institute. There's a reason for that. I'm not going to explain why we call it an institute, but as we state 3 or 4 times on our opening web page, we're an association. We're an association of academics and researchers. And we're not a Greek association. 1% of our membership comes from Greece. We have, I think, more than 2,000 members. And coming from 115 different countries. So this is very important that we like to be a world association. Now, what we're trying to do, this is our mission is to bring people from all over the world. But there is something else. I should be very careful when I interpret Aristotle. Aristotle divided the disciplines, if I'm right. Now, and of course, I think that was not good for knowledge, because everybody is specialized in his little area of research, even within a broadly defined subject. Now, I'd like to bring people from different disciplines, and you will see, even though we still have a lot of work to do, that there are rooms here that will host different subjects, different conferences. You are more than free to go into any room and see what other academics say in other fields. This is very important. I wish we had 10 rooms here and 10 different disciplines, and then you can walk into different rooms and see what other people's methodology is, what other people's preconceptions are, and so on and so forth. This is what we would like to achieve. Invite people from different countries and different disciplines and start communicating. Now, of course, we still need a lot of work to do to achieve that. Now, finally, we try new things. In most cases, we fail. But if we do not fail, this becomes a permanent event. This year, at the end of this, I have to now to use, because I'm a young guy and I want to use my glasses. Now, we have a session that starts around 5:30 today in the afternoon. That's for the first time we try to organize a workshop on quantitative methods in evaluating the quality of assessment. We have 3 professors from the United States. It's not in your program, it's in the program only of the psychology, but we'll post an announcement outside. And you want to say a few words, Thanos, about this? Just to introduce the professors. That Thanos Patel organized this workshop. He's the head of our psychology research.
Sure. These are 3 professors from the United States, from 3 institutions that do a lot of research. They are actually involved in a lot of technical advisory committees for assessment programs across the United States and internationally. They're wonderful professors. They have a lot of material to offer, and I invite you to come and participate.
And there is no cost. There is no entrance cost. There is exit cost.
That's right.
Okay. Okay. I don't have what to say. I invite Professor Poulos to come here and do a more formal thing. Sorry for standing up, but we cannot manage it, the chairs, because we have to have a common opening. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Panikos. Good morning from me, on behalf of the Athens Institute for Education and Research, Atiner for short. I'd like to welcome you to Athens and to this conference. I'm just going to say a few words about the Institute. Atiner was established in 1995, and its mission has been to act as a forum where academics and researchers from all over the world can come together to this historic cradle of democracy, Athens, in order to exchange ideas on their research, to interact with each other, and to discuss future developments in their disciplines within an environment of respect for each other's opinions and beliefs. After all, the free expression of one's opinion formed the basis for the development of democracy. And as it turned out, the golden age of Athens was in fact the golden age of Western civilization. Education and searching or researching for the truth are the pillars of any free democratic society. And this is the reason why education and research are the 2 core words in Atiner's name. It is Atiner's mission to revive the glory of ancient Athens by inviting the world academic community to the city. Over 95% of our members are from institutions outside Greece, and our conferences are designed in such a way as to cater mainly for foreign academics. Basic activities of Atiner include, firstly, the organizing and hosting of international conferences and symposiums such as these. Secondly, the carrying out of research. And thirdly, the production of various publications. These are the 3 cornerstones that drive the Institute, so to speak. And as you'll note in the course of this conference, cross-discipline sessions have also been arranged to address and accommodate the importance of interdisciplinary research in this globalized world that we live in. Since 1995, Atiner has organized more than 400 international conferences and other events, and has published close to 200 books. Atiner has also organized numerous roundtable discussions and public speeches on topical issues, and you can find more on this on Atiner's website. The Institute is also currently involved in an ambitious project regarding the proposed establishment of an academic village. The aim is to establish a community of research scholars and academics, and the proposed village will include a conference center, living facilities, as well as facilities for research and recreation. You'll find more information on this file as well. Well, turning to today's formal activities, you should each have a program by now. Please note that, and this is very important, you must respect the time constraints that will be spelled out to you in the first session by the chairpersons. The chairpersons will also keep 3 minute and 1 minute reminder cards, and we'll show these to you accordingly. And I'd also like to ask the chairs to adhere strictly to the time constraints. The chairpersons must also fill out the report forms that they'll be receiving. This is important because the final program will be based on the chairperson's reports. Should you need to make use of technical facilities in your presentation, please confirm that everything is in order before the session begins and not during the session. There will always be someone from the admin staff to help you in this regard, and of course there will always also be a coffee break between sessions where you can continue with discussion. You should also consult the social program in your file. There's the Greek night tonight, which is to be recommended, of course. Apart from Greek cuisine, there will be lots of Greek music and dancing, and you can join in if you like. And then there's the formal dinner tomorrow night. These are private events that are organized by Atiner exclusively for conference delegates and their accompanying persons. Then there is the cruise to selected islands on Wednesday and a visit to the ancient city of Delphi on Thursday. And tomorrow, I need to say that you've got the urban walk as well for those who are interested. I'm going to just also say a few words on publications. The Institute is involved with various publications. Firstly, there are the abstracts that are published. We are well aware that some institutions in the world treat abstracts as formal publications. They have their own ISBN number and can of course be cited. Secondly, the papers that are presented at the conference are placed on the web as part of an online paper series, once the editing of the papers has been attended to, and of course only if you want your paper to be put on the website. They will have their own ISSN number and can of course also be cited. The purpose of this publication series is to firstly disseminate the information in your paper as quickly as possible, and secondly to allow for feedback in case you wish to make amendments before you submit your paper for publication in the book. With regard to book publications, you'll receive an email soon after the conference asking you for a final draft for publication consideration and any other information that may be relevant. All papers that are submitted will go through a referee process before they are considered for publication in the book. And finally, Atiner also has its own journal series which commenced in 2014. We currently have 15 journals which cover various disciplines, including yours. Papers submitted for the journals go through a double-blind peer review process which is monitored by an editorial board. Our acceptance rate is less than 25%. And Atiner does not charge any processing or publishing fee. On the issue of collaboration, we at Atiner would of course like to collaborate with other institutions such as the ones that you're associated with. Academics, researchers and institutes invite you to collaborate with our institute on research and education projects. If you're not yet a member of the institute, we'd like you to join and assist with the reviewing and editing of papers. We're also encouraged to collaborate at future conferences by submitting proposals for special panel discussions on a theme related to your research. Academics and researchers interested in your theme will then be invited to participate in the special panel discussion which you yourself will chair. We also have a visiting fellow and visiting researcher program in place, and for more information on this, you can visit Atiner's website. Well, finally, colleagues, as is clear from the program, we've come from so many different countries, and we at Atiner sincerely hope that you'll make the most of this conference, the opportunity to interact with each other, that you'll enjoy this conference, that you'll go back home with fond memories not only of the conference, but also of Athens and Greece. Most of all, we hope that you'll want to come back to future conferences. Thank you very much and enjoy the conference.